On the afternoon of November 8, 2002, 32-year-old Annalisa Raymundo was found dead in the entryway of her upscale Stamford, Connecticut condo. Her body was bloodied and beaten, with blunt force trauma to her head and multiple stab wounds. A neighbor had called 911 after hearing screams and seeing a woman fleeing the scene. Annalisa was a Harvard and Columbia graduate working as a pharmaceutical executive. She was described by friends and family as bright, accomplished, and gentle. She lived a quiet life with her boyfriend, Nelson Sessler, whom she met through work. When police arrived at the condo, they found signs of a struggle. Blood was spattered across the front entrance, and a broken ceramic vase lay near Annalisa's body. There were no signs of forced entry. Investigators considered a robbery, but nothing of value was taken. It seemed personal. Detectives questioned Nelson Sessler, who said he was at work in New Jersey at the time. He appeared distraught and cooperated fully. The investigation stalled for over a year, with no arrests and no solid leads. Then, in 2003, another brutal attack occurred. A woman named Sheila Davalloo was arrested in Westchester County, New York, after stabbing her husband, Paul Christos. The attack happened during what Sheila described as a game, where she blindfolded Paul and then stabbed him with a knife. Paul survived and identified her as the attacker. During questioning, detectives learned about Sheila's tangled personal life. She had been having an affair with Nelson Sessler, who had been dating Annalisa Raymundo at the time of her murder. Sheila had told Nelson that she was separated from her husband, though that was not true. She had also lied to Paul about her relationship with Nelson. Further investigation revealed that Sheila had been obsessed with Nelson. After Annalisa's death, Sheila began dating Nelson more openly. She had even gone as far as impersonating a neighbor to call 911 after killing Annalisa, giving investigators the clue that a woman had been seen fleeing the scene. The voice on the 911 call, when compared to Sheila's, was strikingly similar. Police searched Sheila's home and found evidence tying her to the murder. There were handwritten notes about Nelson and Annalisa, including surveillance-style observations. Her obsession with Nelson and jealousy of Annalisa provided a clear motive. In 2004, Sheila was convicted of the attempted murder of her husband and sentenced to 25 years in prison. While serving that sentence, she was later charged with the 2002 murder of Annalisa Raymundo, after the evidence was re-examined. Detectives built a strong circumstantial case, pointing to her motive, opportunity, and behavior. In 2012, Sheila Davalloo stood trial for Annalisa's murder. The prosecution argued that she had meticulously planned the killing to eliminate her romantic rival. They showed how she manipulated the people in her life and went to great lengths to hide her intentions. The defense tried to argue that the evidence was circumstantial, and that no DNA or eyewitness directly placed her at the scene. However, the jury was convinced by the totality of the evidence, including the 911 call, her romantic entanglement with Nelson Sessler, and the violent stabbing of her husband under similar circumstances. Sheila Davalloo was found guilty of the murder of Annalisa Raymundo and sentenced to 50 years in prison. She is serving that time consecutively with her earlier 25-year sentence for attempted murder. This case showed how obsession, jealousy, and manipulation could turn someone with a respectable career and education into a violent killer.